Welcome back to Next Shift with Rick Wagan. Suzuki does not suck. This is the post-game show after the Montreal Canadiens beat the Detroit Red Wings 5-1 in Detroit to level their record to 1-1 after 2 games. Montreal Canadiens fell behind 1-0 on a goal by Dylan Larkin on a power play. He looked like he won the Stanley Cup when he scored that goal. His celebration was outlandish. The Montreal Canadiens did come back with goals by Bolduc, Kapanen, Matheson, Carrier, and Slafkovsky. The Canadiens won the game 5-1. Dobes played outstanding. He looks like he has a crazy flaying style. Slafkovsky, after the game, made a little bit of a joke saying he kind of laughs at him, but he gets the job done. He played extraordinarily well, only gave up 1 goal. Kudos to Dobes on a great game. On defense, kudos to Mike Matheson. As you guys know, I'm not the biggest Mike Matheson fan. He has played 2 of the best games I've seen him play. It looks like he really has great chemistry with Dobson. Dobson has really come on early on and shown poise, shown the ability to get that first puck out, hasn't made too many mistakes. Those 2 guys have been outstanding. Guhle playing some solid hockey. Hutson looks like he's holding onto the stick a little bit too tight at times. But that being said, he's still playing some solid defensive hockey. He's also taking control of some plays, just haven't had the outcomes that he's looking for the first couple of games, but I'm not too worried about Hutson. Carey is playing great. Xhekaj has been very solid. 1 minor penalty, and so he's been playing really very well. I've been a fan of the Montreal Canadiens first line. I thought Suzuki, Caufield, Slafkovsky had a really great first game. They played against Matthews' line most of the game, didn't give up very many opportunities. They played a very solid defensive game, and Slafkovsky had a few good chances. Power play wasn't great, but all in all, it wasn't a bad first game. Second game, much better. Suzuki got a couple of assists. Caufield got his first assist. Slafkovsky got his first goal. There was a lot of great offensive zone time. I just thought that line played really solid, and I'm, again, not too worried about that line long term. They will take over some of the games, which will be fun to watch. Where I see some great chemistry is obviously Bolduc, who got his 2nd goal of the year on a great pass by Gallagher. Those 2 seem to be really hitting it off, not only from a crazy good play there, but just if you look at them in the offensive zone, forechecking, cycling the puck, they're doing some really great things, and they look like they really know where each other is. I find Dach played a better second game. He's still not really engaged offensively, but on a good note, he's playing some good defensive hockey, which is really important for him, and I think he's going to let the offensive game come to him, which is what Martin St. Louis has been preaching. So I think it'll be a good outcome for Dach. He's getting his legs under him after a couple of seasons of injuries. That's that line. When you look at the next line, I'm going to talk about the Newhook, Kapanen, and Demidov line. Newhook is really moving his feet. Kapanen is proving that he's an NHL-ready player. He's not only that, but in middle 6 or top 6 kind of center. Wins draws, great stick, good speed, high IQ, good 200-foot game, good shot, scores goals, has good chemistry with Newhook, has good chemistry with Demidov. Player is proving himself to be a huge value for the Montreal Canadiens, and kudos to Kapanen for that. And then obviously Demidov, who I think is a little bit in the vein of Dach, being asked to play a better defensive style game. I think he's taking less chances, hasn't really done anything extraordinary, although that pass to Newhook was a great headman to make it 2-on-1 for the Kapanen goal. He hasn't done too many things. He had a couple of moves in the offensive zone where he was deking out some of the players there. So I think he'll be fine. Once he gets a couple of goals under him, a couple of good assists under him, I think the confidence will come back. On the last line we're going to talk about, Evans is playing Evans hockey, winning draws, playing smart defensively, hasn't really done anything offensively so far. There was a couple shifts in the offensive zone, but Evans seems to be not really involved. Josh Anderson played a bit better game 2 than game 1, but he still doesn't look like he had the speed and the intensity he had towards the end of the year. Obviously, playoff hockey, that he thrives in that, and at the end of the year, they were playing all playoff type games. I find that he's probably a step behind that and a little less aggressive, but that's okay. I think he's just getting his legs under him. It's only game 2. I'm not worried about Josh Anderson. And Laine, similar to Dach, playing some better 5-on-5 minutes, definitely looks engaged, definitely look like he's trying. He's a slow moving player. I'm not saying he's slow, he's just not quick. And so He doesn't look like he's moving very fast, and sometimes that looks lazy, but he isn't. He's trying. You could tell he's trying. I think he's been better 5-on-5 defensively. I think he had some good opportunities actually last game offensively. Once he gets 1 or 2 goals, I think that will help alleviate some of the stress he's having on 5-on-5. And the other issue with Laine is that, and Demidov for that matter, is that they're not getting any power play time. So far, the Canadiens scored on a quick goal last game, and then the other couple of power plays, they had good control in the offensive zone, so the players didn't really change, which is fine. When you're in the offensive zone, you're not going to jump off. But if it takes a minute and a half, almost 2 minutes of time of the 2-minute power play, guys like Laine and Demidov are seeing 0 or close to 0 minutes on the power play, which is going to be frustrating for both of those players. But I think ultimately one or both of those players will jump on the power play one at some point during the season, and or they'll get their opportunities as the season progresses. It's only been a couple of games. So really excited about the season so far. 1 loss, 1 win. They're in Chicago on Saturday night. They're playing against Bedard. They're playing in Chicago in their home opener. Should be a fun game. Frank Nazar looks really good. I'm predicting a Montreal Canadiens victory if the Canadiens play the way they can the last couple of games. And even the first game, it was a couple of bounces here and there. But if they play as well as they have and they continue to with the chemistry that they've had and they play smart hockey, there's no way they shouldn't win the game on Saturday night. But that being said, a lot of things like that have to happen. And they need a bit of luck too. So kudos to Dobes. I don't think he's going to start Saturday night. Kudos to Matheson. Kapanen and Bolduc have really obviously impressed the fan base early on in the season, and so has Noah Dobson. So looking forward to the next game. Can't wait to see how it goes. That's it for me. That's it for Next Shift. Talk to you guys soon.
Slafkovsky scores!